Hey, welcome to another edition of the Gentleman Grachowski Show, Chicago's favorite comedy variety show, spotlighting you and everyone else there, rising stars and local talents. And of course, myself, of course, you know what I'm saying. But TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. It's the main hub of the show. Everything you want to find out about the show, you can go there, TVHams.com. And then introducing some more ways. If you can't get enough of the Gentleman Grachowski Show, if you can't go on social media and find us on Instagram, and you can find us on Twitter and Facebook. We're also on Roku. Yeah, we got a Roku channel, which is called the TV Hams channel. And if that's not enough for you, there's more. Yes, there's Apple TV and Amazon Fire Stick. That's right. We're on the Fire Stick, baby. I had the Fire Stick once, and I had to get some penicillin to take care of that. But, that's a different story, different program, and I will save it for another show, I guess. But something along like those lines, we'll leave it at that. But, hey, welcome to the show again. My name's Larry. And you know what? Hopefully we survived, what we've had behind us. Let's look forward and see what's happening because we had a heck of a year last year. And now we're going to, we're soothing into a new year. Let's just see how well things put together. One way that I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but a 9-pound goldfish was found in South Carolina lake. Yes, a lake. According to the county officials, the park officials there discovered by the county hired lake specialist. So is that like the guy that would wear like the Smokey and the Smokey the Bear hat? I don't know. Forest ranger. What is a county hired specialist? But anyways, this person was out there conducting studies on the health of the fish population. Okay. That's you want healthy fish, right? Healthy fish is good for us, I guess. Somehow you got to have healthy fish because a healthy fish makes the air cleaner and everything else. He makes the raccoons happier and healthier and stuff like that. And of course your bears, they eat off the fish, so they got to have a healthy environment for all those things. But the specialist was conducting an electrofishing, as when he noticed the water dweller, which is the fish. The electrical fishing merely stuns the fish and causes them to float to the surface. They are not harmed in the process, but that sounds like something interesting we can be doing, just stunning fish and then making them come to the surface. That would be great for your fishermen out there. And, especially you got the pocket fishermen, you got the pocket electronic fishing kit. Go to the lake, stun the fish. It'll make a heck of a long afternoon a lot quicker. Or actually, it's probably a late morning, I guess, because that's when you fishermen get up early for some reason. I guess that's when the fishing is hot or whatever. But I guess that'll be easier to fish that way when you can just sit there and zap the fish, and they come up alive. You just scoop them up with a net, and then you put them in a nice little what do you call it? A bin of water. I don't know what you. I don't. Fishing is never my big thing, but if he can make it easier and the less fish smell, and I think that's a good thing. So, anyways, electronic fishing, that's the way to go about it in the future. One way in the future you don't want to go, and this is strange things happen in the land down under. I don't know what's going on down there. They say 7 of the 10 deadliest things live in Australia. And it's not the politicians, that's for certain. A woman in Australia was shocked to find a giant spider with eggs hiding in the packaging of her pre-made gingerbread house. Whoa! You take that back to the sales desk. I got a killer tarantula in my gingerbread house. Can I get a refund? Or I'm obviously you got to get some other kind of compensation for almost dying to eat your gingerbread house. The lady posted on her Facebook page about this massive huntsman spider clutching an egg sack while perched inside the box. You pick the box up. You usually you look what the box is at the grocery store. Don't you usually do that? You look in there and you see, oh, okay. Yeah, or I open the eggs, make sure the eggs are fine. You don't want. I don't take any eggs. Even a little lid. I open the little lid. I look and see. Look here. Yeah, it looks good to me. Okay, but you know what? You would think you would see a giant spider hiding in the gingerbread. Ooh, something that would be really, really scary. And something that I definitely would try to stay away from. But especially, I say just stay away from Australia because they're going to get you. One way or the other. There, look at that. Look at that. Ooh, scary little thing. Another thing that might be a little scary to some people. let's utilize our cooking and our creativity at the same time. I present to you corn dogs. Yes, the new 2021 treat, corn dogs. Everyone loves a little corn dog when you can get it, right? Kill two birds with one stone. And if you want to get a little bit more creative with your sausages or your there you go. You got spaghetti and a sausage, a hot dog spaghetti. Love it. Put a little marinara sauce on it, and you're good to go. I love it. I can't wait to get on the stove and cook those babies up. But sometimes you got to have a wish sandwich, and there you go. Thanks to Sonar for calling it a wish sandwich. You got the wish sandwich right there. I was thinking more banana bread, but it could be whatever you want, especially in the times are tough. You might want to put your sandwich together, and sometimes you put whatever you can in the sandwich and close your eyes and eat it, and hopefully it's it's something else. But you know what? There's only one thing: is a big pound of bacon, big pile of bacon, just sitting there waiting to be eaten, put into maybe a BLT sandwich or side of eggs or something along those lines. Oh my goodness, that's something that I definitely want to just sit there. I could sit there and watch bacon being cooked and just stare at it like this. I'm staring at bacon. I'm salivating like Pavlov's dog. But that's something that definitely you could probably make spend a whole afternoon just sitting there watching bacon being made. I know I sure can. But anyway, this is the Gentleman Grachowski Show, and we got a great show. We got Adam Selzer coming on, and he's a tour guide. He's an author, and he's doing virtual tours right now in Chicago. So we're going to definitely find out a little bit more about what he's going on there at mysteriouschicago.com. But let's take a quick break, and we'll be back after this. Don't go away. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We thought we'd take a quick look at some funny pictures, depending on your point of view. But definitely, when you go to the grocery store, definitely this is maybe something you don't want to see. There's jumbo steam dump. You just want the little steam dump, maybe the shrimp steam dump, not the jumbo size ones, just the smaller ones that get you through there. But we look back at 2021, and this is something that I should have seen more of these in the stores. People would have made a killing with the way we followed a so-called toilet paper shortage. I would have had fun. At least you would have had fun trying to get the toilet paper, and you could have probably got more than two per for try. See what I'm saying? And this is basically what happened. Everybody was stocking up, and then guess what? Like I said, did anyone bring any food? No, everybody was trying to worry about toilet paper and Lysol, I guess. And I know I still can't find Lysol, but those are some things that we were looking forward to, and I couldn't find it, but that's there. And this sums it up. Coming from Texas, still can't believe some people's survival instincts told them to buy toilet paper. I guess you got to know your priorities, what they are in life, I guess. And what would you do with all that toilet paper? A shrine. Look at that. That's what I would do. That is very creative. I saw this, and you know what? That's what if I would do it if I had a bathroom with a bunch of walls that I could just put toilet paper on, because you never know when you're going to need it, and there's always behind you. So all you got to do, instead of going down the hall, and it's always behind you. That's very creative. I think we should have more of those. I think that's a guy bathroom right behind you. The toilet paper's on the wall, and I think a shopping cart like this would have been great if you wanted to take the toilet paper and stock all the toilet paper in the basket and go along to the grocery store, and there you go. You got a way to carry it. But I think a better way to carry that shopping cart is to carry the beer, PBR. I love it. 99 cans of beer on the shelf. I guess it's better than an elf on the shelf or something along those lines. I would love to just take that thing home. Take two of them. I wonder if there's a limit on those things. I wonder how heavy 99 cans of beer would be. I know drinking them one at a time is a beautiful thing, but 99 at a time, I might get a hernia or something along those lines. Just try to get that together. So we'll be back with this is the Gentleman Grachowski Show, and we'll be back with my interview with Adam Selzer. He is an author. He is a tour guide. He does virtual tours now here in the city of Chicago and throughout the galaxy. You'll find out more about that after this. This is the Gentleman Grachowski Show. We'll be back after this. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grachowski Show. TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grachowski Show. Everything about the show you can find out there, TVHams.com. My next guest is a Chicago favorite, especially when you like to know about the city and some of the dark sides and bright sides of the city of Chicago. He's an author and historian, and he does virtual tours. I'd like to welcome Adam Selzer to the broadcast. How are you doing, Adam?
Pretty well. How you doing?
Doing pretty good. You got a lot going on. Like I said, you got a lot of books. You're authored a lot of books. Holmes, The True History of the White City Devil,
Oh yeah.
amongst other things there. And right now you're doing a lot of virtual tours. Can you tell us a little bit about that? Because that sounds exciting, I think, because everyone's kind of trapped in their houses these days. But it's also kind of cool that you're able to get out of the house kind of virtually, at least, right?
Right. Right. That's been an interesting challenge. When everything started shutting down at the beginning of the year, I had to kind of reinvent my entire job. So what I started doing was just running virtual tours. I got some video footage. Then I figured out pretty early on I could do certain things in virtual tours that I can't do in regular walking tours. I can incorporate more multimedia. I can do things that would be geographically impossible on a walking tour, stuff that goes all over the place. So I've done a lot. We've done virtual cemetery tours, a lot of those, virtual architecture tours, virtual historical stuff. I do a mini tour every single day at 10 o'clock.
Oh, that sounds exciting. And people want to find out, and if they want to get involved in your tour, they just go to mysteriouschicago.com and they can find out some more information about that, right?
Yeah, that'll lead you to more information, or just like the page on Facebook, the Mysterious Chicago page. And that's where it's all done. It's all on Facebook Live. Everything's just free with suggested donations. So all you have to do is show up and join in the chat.
Sounds good. Now, to be a tour guide, you got to really have a passion for the history, I think, especially Chicago history. Can you tell us about really what got you involved in maybe the passion you have for the history?
Years ago, I got a job working for a tour company, and I got suspicious that some of the stories they told me weren't exactly on the level. So I started doing my own research just to make sure I had all the facts right, and then realized that there were all these stories hidden in microfilm reels and old books and old ladies' diaries and stuff that would make great tour stops, but nobody's telling them. And it just gets to be kind of addictive. Going into the archives is like hunting and fishing for some people. You toss out a search term or pull up a reel and see what you get.
And when people they go for a tour, are a lot of people do they like just going because they think it'd be kind of fun, interesting, or are they going for because they have a history, they're history buffs? What would you describe some of the people that are taking your tours?
It can be all kinds. Usually it's curious people. It's about the one common thread among them. But we get all kinds of people on my tours. We get history buffs, we get architecture buffs, we get paranormal enthusiasts. I don't even know how many people who told me they were psychic came on my tour because they wanted to tell me who was really haunting a building. And no two of them have ever told me the same thing.
Now you're going to come up with a tour of Graceland Cemetery in the future. Can you tell us about that? Because in high school, I went our field trip. We went there to Graceland Cemetery because I guess there were a lot of. It was a history class. Not a history class. It was a English lit class or something like that. I know a lot of authors are buried there. Tell us a little bit about Graceland Cemetery and why people should take the tour with you.
Graceland is my favorite, partly just because it's the one I've researched the most. I'm doing their new Who's Who book, which will be out next year. There's just so much to find at Graceland, so many new things. I'm finding like new mysteries to solve there all the time when I go around. I mean, we know it's full of rich movers and shakers of the old days of Chicago, but there's also people who worked on the Underground Railroad. There's a lot of authors. There's a lot of artists. There's a lot of just plain eccentrics. And a lot of these aren't even in the big notable monuments either. A lot of them are just in unmarked graves. Some of the best stories are unmarked graves. And that's part of the challenge to me, is just finding these stories in the first place.
Time travel pub crawls. Can you tell us about that? Because that sounds exciting. Anytime there's alcohol involved, I'm definitely there. And especially since I don't got to really move, I can just sit in the chair the whole time, even better.
Yeah, this is well, when I started doing virtual tours, I thought, well, could we maybe apply this model over to pub crawls as well, even if it's just like one night just for fun to see if it works. But then I figured, just like with regular tours, we're not bound by the same rules that we normally would be in a virtual one. In fact, we're not bound by time or space. We can go to any pub that ever existed, or even some that never really did. So the first time travel pub crawl, we virtually went to places like the Everleigh Club and the Hotel Florence down in Pullman, places that haven't existed in years. And we brought in some musical guests to help recreate the atmosphere. I gave historical presentations about the buildings. We had some custom cocktails designed for it, and just a lot of really cheesy humor. The best I can compare it to is like the host segments on Mystery Science Theater. The next one coming up, it'll be over by the time this airs, but on Thursday night for Christmas Eve, we're doing one called Drink Like the Dickens, which is we're going to recreate drinks out of Charles Dickens books like Smoking Bishop and Port Negus, probably not Egg Hot, the Rocky Mountain Sneezer.
Now, when people go on these tours, especially the pub tour, that's because you said anywhere in time. Do people could people like pick a spot they want to go to, or is it just by when you guys randomly decide?
No, we pick it out because I have to go through and try to get as much footage and as much old data about the place. I mean, you're sitting at home. If you want to imagine that you're just back at your local or something, I can't stop you. Go ahead, imagine whatever you want. But the visuals I'm going to be showing are all going to be stuff that's all worked out ahead of time.
And another thing is you come up with the cocktails, right? And you can give people ahead of time to get their
Often, yeah, my brother
right?
and I put our heads together and come up with the cocktail recipes, unless they're like straight up historical ones. Sometimes we find original historical recipes and use those.
That sounds cool. And you also have you wrote the book H.H. Holmes biography.
Yeah, H.H. Holmes, The True History of the White City Devil.
Yeah.
Most people know the guy from Devil in the White City. I went into way more detail than any normal person would want to know.
I mean, he was a very successful guy in the day, right? He wasn't like just some monster. He was a monster.
He did all right. He was a very ambitious swindler. That's the best way to put it. I don't know how successful he was. He got caught a lot. When I was researching him, I found about 60 lawsuits in the legal archives. I feel like a better swindler wouldn't get sued quite so often. They'd manage to get away with it without the people realizing they'd been had. Well, but in the process of all of these swindles, he also killed 9 or 10 people, which is not as many as people like to think that he did, but it's still quite a few.
I heard he was also possibly the first serial killer in America, right?
That's how we advertise him anyway. America's first serial killer. Really, he wasn't even the first in Chicago, but it's good advertising to call him the first.
Okay. Now where his hotel was, it's a site of a post office now, right?
Yeah, it's a grassy knoll next to the post office in Englewood would have been most of it. There's about 4 feet of overlap between where his building would have been and where the post office is.
You're right around 63rd and Halstead area, right?
Yeah, a little bit east of that, 63rd and Wallace.
And okay, when you do tours there?
Every now and then, yeah. I mean, it's a grassy knoll. There's only so much to see there. But yeah, occasionally if I have a bus group or something, I'll take people down there. We've been there several times. I've done a number of H.H. Holmes presentations.
Okay, that sounds exciting, because the thing is, he's just someone, a Chicago, a Chicago person, infamous, I guess you call it. You wouldn't call him an icon at all, but he's infamous from Chicago.
Right,
and Chicago
he's one of our supervillains.
Right, infamous people.
Yeah, we've had our fair share. Just like the 19th century alone, I've done one presentation called Antique Serial Killers from Chicago History. There's not just him. There's Johann Hawk. There's Henry Meyer. There's Thomas Neal Cream. John Stone probably fits the mold pretty well. Tilly Klimek, Louise Lindloff. There were so many of them through here, like the 1880s through the 1910s.
Yeah, definitely. You got the passion for the history of Chicago. Where do you see Chicago going in the next maybe 100 years? You see it, does history repeat itself? What do you think about that?
Hard to tell where any place is going to be going in 100 years. It's all a matter of where the technology goes. But I think Chicago's got a good enough grid system. I think the grid system will keep us a vibrant city just all by itself. It's always going to be a livable downtown here.
Right. And one thing I like about your tours is, you've got ghost tours. You've got tours about the history of the film industry, which actually started. Hollywood was initially here in Chicago, right?
Yeah, before Hollywood was Hollywood, there was a brief window, like 1907 to 1915, where we were the place to go if you wanted to make movies.
And a lot of ghosts in Chicago, right?
Plenty of ghost stories, yeah. Good ones, too.
Yeah. Definitely got it. You got tours for everyone. And again, you can go to mysteriouschicago.com, find out for more information about your future tours. And you can go to future tours, past tours. You can just find a lot of different things there. They got some books for you you check out. So those are just some great things. I love that, love to dower back into some of those things later on in the future with you. If you get, if you'd like to stop by and, tell us what should be going on, because like I said, a virtual tour is really, I think, what people need these days, just to get out of the house, at least virtually.
Oh yeah, we got such a great community of people watching them too. I mean, there's even like a Facebook group for the regulars who come on every tour, where they hang out and do art projects, and they drink a lot. Mostly, I think they drink, but it's become such a good community. It's something every day we check in with each other. I do a mini tour every morning at 10 o'clock, and then a big tour on Thursday nights and Sunday mornings, and occasionally other times beyond that. So it's just become a part of a lot of people's routine, besides just being a part of my routine. It's helped me stay sane this year, and I think it's helping a lot of other people too. And it's all free. Just show up. You can donate if you feel like it, but you don't have to.
All right. MysteriousChicago.com is your website. This is Adam Selzer. And then also, you're also on Facebook. You have a Facebook community there going on there. Mysterious Chicago.
Facebook is where everything broadcasts.
That sounds good. All right, Adam, thanks for stopping by. Hopefully you'll come back again sometime soon, talk about some of your future tours. And I'm going to go on one of these pub crawls, because I need to get out of the house,
All right. Virtually or otherwise, come on out.
All right. Thank you, Adam. Thanks a lot. This is the Gentleman Grzechowski Show. We'll be back with some more after this. Have a good one. Hey, welcome back to the Gentleman Grzechowski Show. TVHams.com is the official website of the Gentleman Grzechowski Show. Everything you need to know right there, TVHams.com. And again, you could also check us on Roku, Apple TV, and the Amazon Fire Stick. Say it again like you mean it. Fire Stick. Fire Stick. And speaking of I would call this kind of a southern fire stick in the making, I guess, something along those lines. The recipe for seduction. Would you this is, believe it or not, is a true little mini movie or something along those lines that they put together. Would you want to find out about what's his guy, Colonel Sanders? Would you want to find out about his love life? Would you care if he had an affair or something was going along the lines? I don't know. I mean, the only thing that would make that worthwhile is if they were to tell you the 7 herbs and spices or something like that, or maybe he screams it out during some love making or something along those lines. But something, I guess, to do. And another thing to do is to sit here and scare the rest of the chickens if you're kind of bored one day, to say, hey, I'm the Colonel, here I come. Would you could imagine that all these chickens running from the Colonel? I love it. And you know what? Nothing is more appetizing in life than to sit there and to eat a bucket of chicken in front of a bunch of activists, especially they're activizing here about some type of chicken being tortured. I don't know you got to kill the chicken. That kind of tortures it, I guess. But to sit there with delight and just sit there happy and say, I love this chicken. That poor kid's going to be scarred for life. He thinks he's doing a good cause by being an activist, and it turns out the guy's just taunting him with a bucket of chicken. I don't know. I'd like to thank everyone for watching the show today. Hopefully you enjoyed it. You enjoyed some of the stuff we did. You enjoyed the interview with Adam Selzer. And again, you can find out more information from Adam. Go to mysteriouschicago.com and find out about some of his virtual tours there. So definitely you'll definitely support him. And he's another local Chicago guy, just looking to make the most of it in a bad situation here. And definitely go check it out, adamselzer.com for more information. And then, you know what? Sit there and go to tvhams.com again, because that's where it's at, the main hub of it all. And we're got some great stuff coming up later this month, and then to the next month. And you definitely want to find out some of the show news there and stuff like that. And again, always check out our Facebook page, because we also do live filming of the Gentleman Grzechowski Show. And you could leave some comments and be part of the show. So that's something that you might want to look into in the future. But anyways, this is the Gentleman Grzechowski Show. Thank you for watching. Again, thanks to Adam Selzer for stopping by the show. And we'll be back next week. Have a good one.